Frickin' Frack Show, a podcast for the fans, by
This
the
is the
fans.
Frickin' Frack Show, a podcast for the fans, by the fans.
Frickin' Frack Show, a podcast for the fans, by the fans.
All right, guys, you're watching the Frickin' Frack Show podcast for the
fans, by the fans.
My man.
What's up?
What's happening, brother?
Oh, nothing too much, man. Just kind of soaking in the whole week that we've had so far, man. Have a lot of cool stuff happening this weekend and just getting ready for it, man.
Yeah, man, the weather's changing. It's getting spooky outside. You know, it's that time of year. And before you know it's gonna be Christmas, bro.
Yeah. Christmas, man, is just right, literally right around the corner. I mean, we got Thanksgiving in just like 4 weeks or less. I mean, we got Black Friday in like a week, because everybody's doing it early, and every single week is Black Friday pretty much for November. It's exciting times, man.
Yeah, man, it sure is. It's crazy. Halloween coming up right around the corner, dude. It's gonna be wild. First Halloween in our new town, man. So it'll be fun.
Man, then you guys have a big subdivision that like go around and get like safely get candy. And yeah, man, that's gonna be really nice.
Yeah, man. I mean, so all honesty, we've been coming here to this town from where we lived for Halloween since my daughter was born. Just because, like, when we were in Lincoln, I was looking around and nobody was out trick or treating. There were no kids around. I'm like, this ain't right. This isn't how it's supposed to be. So we drove down here. Probably a lot of the reason we moved here, really.
That's crazy, man. But yeah, if it's like that, yeah, you got to find somewhere to go.
yeah, safely. That's right, man. King size candy bars, baby. That's what's up.
That's some good stuff, man. We want to definitely welcome everybody into the room tonight. See, we got a lot of our friends and a lot of our big supporters out there. We really appreciate you guys, and we love that you guys are all here. We'll be a little more interactive with this episode with you guys, and we're super excited for to dive into everything. And it's gonna be a great episode, man.
Yeah, man, we got a lot to talk about. I mean, you guys know the drill by now. You've been here before. We're 61 in. Let us know where you're watching from, and give us a shout out, and then we'll look for those as well. So thank you for being here tonight. We had some music news lately. So it's been a few weeks since it's been just an episode with me and you. So we got a lot to catch up on here.
Yeah, I think it's been like a week. Or no, it has been. Yeah, because we skipped the week.
Yeah. So, yeah, in 90s, I don't know if they're a one-hit wonder, two-hit wonder, whatever, but they were big in the 90s coming up. And I believe they did something with Shrek, the Shrek movie. The guys from Smash Mouth were on stage doing what they do. Mr. Steve Harwell was on video looking like I don't really know a lot about the guy, so I don't know, but it looked like he had a meltdown on stage, honestly.
Yeah, man, I totally saw that video. It was on TMZ. It was pretty much plastered on every platform. Poor guy. I just hope that he's okay, but it seemed like he might have had too much to drink, just by watching. And, it's kind of sad to see, because I remember, I don't know that I think he was the one who had the hair sticking up and, and just going crazy. And now, I mean, sadly now he's older, and things change. And that was really, really sad to see though, man. It's someone from my childhood.
Yeah, I mean, it was an anthem for a while, Hey, now we're an all-star. I mean, that was the banger for quite some time. I read somewhere that he's been going through some stuff, but then I also read somewhere else, just depending on what website you're at and what you're reading, that he's been having some substance abuse issues and all that. So it just, again, like anything in the world, there's always two sides to the story. Just depends on where you're getting it from,
Yeah, it's really, really, really sad. And We just hope that he's better now, and hopefully things get better. I mean, it's just, everybody goes through a rough time in their life, and everybody goes through things. And for us, we most of the time for us, we have the option of, if we're sick, we could stay home or do something, go to a doctor. These guys who are on the road, and do shows every day, every night, a lot of them aren't given that ability to just take off. It has to be really something like serious. But we just hope that he's better, and we always hope for the best. And would love to see Smash Mouth one day, because I have not gotten to see them.
Me neither. That'd be really cool. But no, you're right, man. And coming out of the pandemic, hopefully on the other side of things, they haven't been able to do what they do for some time. So I don't know. Solitude hits people different, and so it is what it is. We prayers up to him, man. Hope he's doing all right, and hope he like you're right. Hope we get to go see him someday. So that'd be really cool.
Oh yeah, man. It's definitely exciting when we get to see our favorite bands that we grew up with. We both know that seeing the people we've seen recently, especially with Sweet Stock, because it was literally 10 different bands who we've always wanted to see in one day. And it's an exciting time, because of course we always talk about what's on the show is nostalgia.
Yeah, no, absolutely right. Speaking of nostalgia, you got yourself a little weekend plan, man. Give us a rundown. What's happening? Yeah,
man. So I'm really, really excited because Vicky and I get to go see the Jonas Brothers for the very first time. And, it's, I grew up with the Jonas Brothers, specifically before they had their Disney show. I think they were signed to Disney at that time, but, with Year 3000 and SOS and Burning Up, all these amazing classic, nostalgic songs. We get to go to a 2-hour concert, on Saturday in the Woodlands in Houston, and get to go see them. And one of our friends from the Houston show of the Houston LFO and O-Town show is coming with us. His name is Carlos, and he's one of the coolest guys I know, man. He's just super, super chill, very, very positive. He's a guy you want in the room when, you're going through something. He's going to be there to cheer you up. He's just that kind of guy, Yeah. So we get to go see Jonas Brothers together. It's going to be an exciting time. I'm going to definitely lose my mind for 2 hours and just have the best of time, especially because it's going to be an outside pavilion with a lot of room. It's going to be really, really nice.
Yeah, man. So where are you guys heading? What's the pavilion called?
We'll be in the Cynthia Mitchell Woodlands Pavilion.
And that's where Backstreet was going to play, or is going to play, right?
Yeah, it sure is. And we've been there for TLC Nelly, and I think for another 1 or 2 other concerts. And it's a lovely pavilion, lots of room. We had gotten the seating option, but I remember, I think for Nelly and TLC, we went to the back on the lawn because it's just so much better. It's a lot more room. It's more free. And so this time we actually just got lawn seating, which you can buy a chair for $8 and rent it out, or you can just stand up. So we'll be the first ones in there. So we'll be in the front row, and we're going to have a blast, man.
Yeah, man. So this is the first time seeing Joe Bros, right?
Yeah. First time. And, all these years of waiting, never thought it would happen because, when they had taken a hiatus for quite a few years, I think it was like 6 years, never thought we'd ever be in this place where the Jonas Brothers is back again.
Yeah. So I don't really, I watched part of that documentary that they put on, and it kind of walks through pre-Disney and growing up and all that. But why did they take it? Because they all went separate ways, right? Like one of them started doing movies, the other one got into like a punk alternative electric band, and yeah, right. So do you know the reasoning behind that, or just time?
Yeah. Being brothers in a band, can be very, very difficult, especially when you're controlled by Disney. They actually did a interview a while back showing what Disney would do to them. So they would, the interviewer or somebody would say, you know what, I'm just having a terrible day. And immediately they were able to enunciate some automated response that Disney would basically program them to say. And they were controlled really, really badly. And but of course, being brothers and everything, and causes a strain. And and if I'm not mistaken, they didn't even see each other whenever they broke up for like years.
Wow.
So I mean, their bond is so much stronger now. They're in a much better place in all their lives. And it's great for them to come back and be back together again for the fans and for themselves.
Yeah. I mean, it's the machine, right? I mean, we hear about it all the time. I mean, and especially Disney stars for some reason. I mean, you look at Demi, you look at Britney, you look at Joe Bros. I mean, it can go on and on and on. It's the machine. We all want to be famous, right? We all want that fame and that life. And when you start thinking about parents back then pushing their kids to do these things, maybe not pushing their kids, right? I mean, maybe the kids were all about it. And I'm sure they were. You're on the Disney channel.
Oh yeah.
But you live in the spotlight for so long, and it can crumble you. It really can.
Oh yeah. I mean, a perfect example is Bieber. Bieber started so young. I mean, he was discovered, by Scooter Braun with YouTube, well, by Usher, and Scooter Braun and all. And, everything was good at first, but man, we've seen him. We've seen Justin go from, what is it, like 12 years old, 13 years old to, now 25, I guess. I don't know, maybe he's older, but we've seen him. We've seen the fall, and it's hard. It's really, really hard watching that kind of stuff. And sadly, and Bobby said, perfect example is Aaron Carter. Yeah, it is. But you know what? I think it was worse for Bieber because Bieber started with social media at that time.
Dude,
and
good point.
It didn't stop. So like everything, we always had TMZ.com. But my goodness, when Aaron Carter was very, very popular, very, very huge, back in his prime days, there was no social media. So we didn't see all this he said, she said. And, but with Justin, it was nonstop from everywhere, every direction, everything he did, and we love Bieber. I think as men, we could say his last album he just released, a few months back, was brilliant. It's amazing to see where he is today and who he is today versus, all the craziness he went through on his journey.
Yeah. He really evolved, man. That's a good way to put it. I mean, I love his early stuff. I absolutely loved One Time. Dude, I mean, just having Usher have your back, and that's another thing we'll talk about is the come up of Usher too. But I mean, you're right, dude. He was discovered online on YouTube. And from that point on, it was non-stop, dude. That kid could sing. He can sing, but he could sing. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That dude, I mean, amazing.
One of my favorite things and, one of my favorite songs ever, as repetitive as it is Baby, because the music video is like watching something Michael Jackson would have done today.
Yeah.
It was really Michael Jackson vibe and everything, and the dancing, the girls and everything, and just them doing the choreography dance, Bieber and all. I mean, it was just as annoying as that song was to people, I always loved it. I always loved it.
Yeah, I still listen to it, dude. I introduced my kids to it a few months back. Fun fact, I went to the movie theater with a buddy of mine, Marcus. Shout out to Marcus and Melissa, and watched his movie in 3D front row.
Oh, I remember
grown
that.
Man.
Yeah,
a grown man.
Yeah, bro. I was like, and that was a little glimpse, at that time, which he had done, I think, like 3 movies now. But I've seen the Never Say Never 3D, and
that's what it was.
My goodness, that was so long ago.
Yeah, I mean, you just look at Will Smith's son. I can't think of Jaden Pinkett Smith. Yeah.
And
He was
Jaden.
in it, you know.
Yep. Now
Will Smith
he's
was in
bigger
it.
than me, stronger than me, but his
Yeah.
arms are a little bit longer than me. Yeah, I still remember that. Man, my goodness, and look how much they've grown. You know,
Yeah.
I don't really keep up with the Smiths, but I do watch the Red Table. Jada's has a podcast, and it's just like a red table for her mother and
Her daughter.
her daughter. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it is amazing the guests they bring on there, and they brought Will on there, and they brought Jaden a few times, and that's as close as I get to like watching them. But it's so good. It's so good. It's very, very authentic. It's not edited or anything. It's just real authentic issues in the world, and also just talking to people.
Yeah, I like the when they brought her mom and Will on. I love Will Smith. I love Will Smith's story. He's coming out with a new book, a memoir, and
I
like
know
his dad was. I mean, I don't know how you look at it, but was very, very, very strict.
Military.
He's been through it. He's been through it, and he's another one that grew up pre-social media, but kind of grew up before our eyes on Fresh Prince, and then went on to do these amazing things. And even before Fresh Prince, his rap album with Jazzy Jeff, and dude, he's a star, dude. Plain and simple, can't go anywhere in the world,
And to think he turned down the role of Neo on The Matrix.
I heard that.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, though, with that saying, I don't know. I don't think anyone could do what Keanu did with The Matrix. It was just so well done. It's just incredible in every way. Matrix trilogy is, a lot of people don't like 2 and 3, but I'm a huge fan of all 3. I mean, of course, nothing like the first one, but it's to think Will Smith could have been in that role. It's crazy.
It probably wouldn't have been as good, right? I mean, didn't they nail?
Will Smith was so young at that time too. I think he was just getting out of Fresh Prince maybe at that time, or maybe like a year ago or so before that, because Matrix is like in 99, so it's filmed in 98, 99. And I mean, and here's this dude named Keanu Reeves, and I mean, which Keanu was already a little well known because he had done Parenthood and Point Break and Chain Reaction, all these other pretty fantastic movies, but then at the same time you had Will Smith, who was just, at that time, I think Independence Day came out in 98 or 99, or maybe 97, but it was around the same time as Matrix. And so Will Smith blew up as a movie star now,
Yeah. Yeah, man. That's wild to think too, that because he says like Wild Wild West is his least favorite movie, right? He said it's his worst movie, but that soundtrack. So you're not only cashing in on the movie star aspect, but like Men in Black, that soundtrack too, and Bad Boy. I mean, Bad Boys was so good. The first one was so good.
I like the last one they released like 2 years ago. It was so controversial with like Martin Lawrence because he got older and people just was making fun of it, but I really loved it. I mean, the chemistry was exactly like 1, 2, and 1 and 2, but supposedly there's a 4th one in the making, which is really, really exciting. But the 3rd one was really good for being 20 years later.
Yeah. Well, those two, man, I watch like the behind the scenes stuff that they put on Instagram. Like those two just didn't miss a beat. That chemistry's there, and it's probably there forever.
Yeah, it's with chemistry, man, that's kind of hard. That's something that you don't really see in movies much today. At least the authentic chemistry. A lot of it's forced, or a lot of it's edited really, really well with different angles and make but back then, the dynamic duo, there was so many dynamic duos, in the late 90s. Actually starting in like the 80s to 90s, really. Of course you had like Steve Martin Short. You had all these different people who were like dynamic duos or trios,
Yeah. I'm excited, to see what happens with that new Bad Boys thing too. I think that'll be cool.
Yeah.
So Tim McGraw also had an incident on stage. Do you follow Tim McGraw? Are you a fan of his music?
I've only heard one of his songs in my entire life, but I've seen him do a couple acting gigs and everything, and I think I saw him live. I don't know, years and years ago. I'm pretty sure that was him, but he does a song skydiving, right?
Yeah, Live Like You Were Dying.
Yeah. So I seen him at the Superdome, outside of it, doing a free concert. But no. So what exactly happened with him?
All right, so he's been recording the prequel to the show that everybody's all crazy about, Yellowstone. I've never seen it, but he's been recording that, doing a prequel. I heard it's awesome. And then he went on stage to do a show and a concert, and he forgot some of his words. He's, on record with being sober for so many years and all this. And again, depending on what website you read, people are saying he looked like he was drunk, but people make assumptions about anything.
Yeah.
So they started booing him. He hops down from the stage, the band just keeps playing, and gets in, a fan's face, and then you start hearing just sing, go back on stage and all that. And so, it was a big deal in the music news. Tim McGraw, to me, man, he's one of the greats in country music.
Yeah, he is. He's highly respected too. I don't know about now, but I know he's very admired by so many people. When I think of country, he's in the top 5 that instantly come to my head. Come to my mind.
Yeah. I don't know. Again, shout out to him. We hope he's all right. Country music wouldn't be what it is without him, and all that. And good music, and good actor too. You're right. Yeah, he did do some acting. He's pretty good in Friday Night Lights, the movie.
I saw him in A Blind Side.
That's right. He was in that.
Yeah.
Kind of hard to mess up. Playing alongside her. She's one of the greats too.
Actually, he's also in Country Strong. Him and Gwyneth Paltrow. He was the husband. That was an amazing movie, and that was rough to watch. I mean, like for Tim McGraw's character too, that was really, really hard to watch. But good and fine actor in music.
Yeah. Hope he's all right. He's a good dude. So you have Jonas Brothers coming up. I've got Joe Rogan for the first time ever next week, next Friday. Kind of anxious about that one.
Yeah, man. So I really didn't know he was a comedian or anything. I just thought he did a podcast and Ripley's Believe It or Not or whatever, or whatever it's called, that TV show.
Fear Factor.
That's the only 2 things I ever knew about him.
No, man, he's got quite I think 3 or 4 Netflix specials out, and
wow.
Like there's this legendary comedy store down in LA on the Strip. Pauly Shore's mom opened it up way back when. Yeah, so there was a lot of stuff back in the early 2000s, late 90s, early 2000s between him and Carlos Mencia, because Carlos Mencia was stealing all these comedians' jokes and then turning it into his own because he was huge at the time.
Yeah.
Joe Rogan hops up on stage and he's like, pretty much was like, called him out. You're stealing jokes and we all know it.
Wow.
So he went to Mindy and said, it's either him or I. And he left the comedy store and never went back for like 10, 15 years or something. A huge thing in the comedy world. But yeah, man, his stuff is funny. Very, very funny.
Come on.
It's a lot Dave Chappelle-ish. You know what I'm saying?
Is Dave Chappelle going to be on that date?
No, I hope so. But no, I don't think so. He's not on the lineup. God, I hope so. That was just a surprise guest.
I think him and Rogan are doing a tour together. Which I think next week is when the week after is when him and Chappelle are coming. I'm pretty sure to New Orleans.
Dude, that would be cool.
I've seen Dave Chappelle at the Sanger Theater with Chris Tucker, and that was incredible. But sadly, most of it was the Netflix stuff. So I was not really like fully into it because both of them just took things they did in Netflix and repeated it. And I was like, oh no. But Dave Chappelle did some really cool things like, he had lit a cigarette at the Singer Theater, which, you can't smoke in there. And he's like, they said I can't smoke. And he's like, but this is my show. He's like, what are they going to do? Stop the show, kick us out? And he probably lit about 2 packs of cigarettes in an hour and like 2 hours of the show. But he's a genius. Dave Chappelle was in quite a bit of a hole himself, and I don't mean hole because really, when I go to see a comedy movie, right, or when I go see a comedian do his thing on stage, I'm expecting them to not have any limits, no filters. Yeah. I mean, why would you go see a rated R comedy and then get upset when they curse? Yeah. Like, there is going to be no filters. And I think, a lot of people are offended over what Dave Chappelle did in his Netflix special, his recent one. And a lot of people had issues with it. And he was just like, it's comedy, this is me. I mean, y'all can get mad, but like, what did you expect?
Yeah, the thing about it is I think it's doing exactly what he wanted it to do. You know what I'm saying? Now, people that would never have watched it, never would have paid 2 cents to Dave Chappelle, are now tuning in to see what all the hype is about. He's a mastermind, dude. He's a mastermind. Yeah. He's one of the best to ever do it. And here's the thing about that, but neither Caleb or I agree with what was said in the special, obviously. Yeah. We're not those kind of people. But if you watch his series because it's a series of specials he did, that's why it's called The Closers. If you watch the first one to the last one, it tells a story. And as he says in the Netflix special, what he's trying to get across to everybody's ideas and minds is that Black people have been held down their entire lives, their entire generations and generations and generations. And now you can't... people are doing what they're doing in the public to people of color, right? And all over the world. Sure. But the minute somebody says something about a different minority, it all stops. And that's the point he's trying to get across is everybody in some way or another is being held down, is being oppressed. It's not just one group of people. And that's what he's trying to say. And that's exactly what he got across, because now the whole world's stopped. That's all that they're talking about online,
Which is, I mean, the guy turned away millions and millions of dollars for a season 3 of Chappelle's show. He just gave it all up and went to Africa for months. And then, I mean, just didn't do comedy for maybe like 10 plus years. I mean, he just recently came back like just a few years ago, maybe like 5-6 years ago, maybe, I think. Netflix has given him this ground, this ability to do what he thinks is the best, to give his fans the best show. And I mean, I'm super thankful just to be able to go into my theater room, turn on Chappelle, turn on to 5.1.4 surround sound, everything, and it takes me out of where I am and takes me into the audience, and I think it's really, really, it was funny. It's, I think he's a really super, super talented, one of the absolute best in the history of, the 2000s. But, I mean, it's like, right now you have, who's coming back? Eddie Murphy, right? So Eddie Murphy is supposed to be next year or maybe 2023 now, but he is coming back to do a comedy tour. Can you imagine Eddie Murphy, what he's going to be doing and saying? Like, this is a guy who did Raw. Now I'm sure he's not going to wear them jumpsuits anymore. I think he's going to give that part up, he said. But you want to talk about Raw? He created Raw. And that's the him and Richard Pryor, all these people, incredible comedians. There was no, I guess you could say there was some lashing, clapbacks with things they said, but we didn't have social media at that time. People just watched the movie. I mean, I still own Raw, the VHS tape. Like, it was incredible. It was special, man. It was special because That's one of the greatest. I don't know if you've seen it, or if you guys have not seen Raw, I highly suggest you do, because it'll offend you, but it'll make you laugh,
Yeah. Chris Rock's the same way. Chris Rock
yeah.
he was amazing. Yeah. In his time. Same with Cat Williams. Cat Williams is also very, very funny.
Cat Williams is crazy.
Crazy. Very, very crazy.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things that comedy is what it is. It's comedy, so they got to crack jokes at what's happening in today's time. So,
and there's a lot happening.
That's true. The world is changing, man. That's for sure. Heather says, I think that's the one big downfall of social media. Everyone wants to whine about everything. And that's the truth. That's the truth.
It's really sad because it makes it difficult for us to speak. It makes it difficult for us to practice our rights, believe it or not. Nowadays you say something wrong on social media, even as a human being, as a person, you're canceled. You can get canceled. Even if you're not a celebrity, you can be barred from your family. You could be barred from church. You can just, it's really insane. It's, social media is such a wonderful thing, but it's also the worst thing I've ever owned and had in my possession in my life. I tell people that all the time. They say, what's your biggest regret? I said, probably starting social media. And sadly, we live in a world where we don't have each other's phone numbers anymore. It's all about, I'll just text you on social media, or I'll call you on Facebook Messenger. It's the world is so strange when you think about, just 15 years ago, right? How social media was just starting, but people communicated with each other and actually had a social life.
Yeah, it's a necessary evil though, right? I mean, grandparents to see their grandkids, our family members, this show, us communicating, and it's if done correctly, it can be one of the greatest things that was ever invented. But it's also gives people platforms to hate speak to each other, and it's say things they would never say to somebody in person, and tear people down, and
which
rip them apart.
Which, I mean, you really just have to, like you said, use it correctly. You really do have to use it correctly. And I think I do it really, you're not tooting my horn, but I think I do use it correctly, because I'm only on here for the show. I'm not like scrolling all day on Facebook to see what someone says, or, and I'm on Messenger always, because that's where everybody contacts me, And yeah, Miss Sherry, she's absolutely correct. Cyberbullying is another, outrageous thing that people, it's incredible what you can say to a person to their face. But now you could say the biggest and most, heinous things and meanest things. You could just type those words in and hit send, but you would never say that. And I tell people that all the time. I'm like, I used to tell my nieces when they would say things in a text, I said, would you say that to this person in person to their face? If not, delete it. Because and there's a lot of people, we call them keyboard warriors, right?
That's the truth.
Big, brave warriors,
Yeah. I mean, it's even in actually most cases in groups, and there's a lot of hate and something that's so magical in music groups. You know what I'm saying? Let's use 90s boy bands, for example. You go to one of those big groups and people are just attacking each other for their opinions, or asking questions, or just not in the know, of what's going on 100% of the time, all the time, with some people that you don't even know. So they ask a question and they get attacked and ripped apart. And I watch it and I'm like, why do I even entertain that? Why am I even in this group?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And it makes it really difficult because, for us, we love our boy bands, so we're in pretty much a lot of the boy band groups, but man, when there's cyberbullying and when there's people, I remember I'm sure you remember there was this issue this person said she was talking to AJ, right? And then people just went berserk on her and felt really bad for her. I felt really, really bad because there was hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of comments. And, whether or not she was talking to AJ, I mean, truthfully, we know it definitely wasn't, because the check mark helps us out when it comes down to, verifying if someone is real or not. But it's just like Heather said, it's so bad, and it's absolutely uncalled for in every single way.
And at the end of the day, everybody can agree that that person, that individual, that lady had some issues, right?
Sure.
And well, I mean, it was very clear and obvious that, this was her outlet to kind of get away and all that. But the things that were said, I'm just like, holy cow.
Yeah.
You don't know this person. This person has no idea who you are.
Mm-mm.
And the things, it's just ugly, man. It's ugly.
It's nasty. And sadly, that's just the kind of world we're living in now. The world revolves around social media. I remember going to a church, and they were like, oh, if you don't have social media, you're not going to know any announcements, anything. I'm like, you don't have a phone? That's what I said. You don't have a phone? You can't call? You can't text? You don't have email? I said, I have to be on social media to find out, this and it's important stuff. It literally is important. Like, okay, if we're going to do this, and we're going to meet here for one night. If I don't have social media, I'm not going to know. Like, what?
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's how it's. Speaking of, did you see that Facebook, first of all, is changing its name. Secondly, is trying to go into like but he was quoted by saying kind of like a Ready Player One type deal back in July. He had said that, like, so hold up. Not only is this thing sucking people in, sucking people's attention, but now you're going to make it to where it's virtual, like a meta world type of deal. Well, that's what it said.
Well, it already is, because with the Oculus Rifts, we're able to do Facebook community, and we can like walk around and stuff, and we can go to profiles and different people's houses that they make on Facebook World, and it's pretty insane. I've only done it once because I just felt very weird and odd. But
it's scary.
Yeah,
dude. It's scary where it's heading, dude.
Yeah, and I mean, truthfully, like, virtual reality gaming is just, I'm telling you, like, I have in my house, I have a gun rack. It's on a wall like this, and it's filled with nothing but virtual reality gun stocks and everything, and it's pretty insane the things you could do in virtual reality. But like with the Oculus, I usually go to VR chat, and they'll have a room, and we'll have a karaoke room where everybody's singing and dancing. And when I'm moving my arms, my avatar's moving my arms and my mouth and everything. And it's pretty crazy what you can do in virtual reality.
It's a long way from a Sega. It's a long way from a Sega.
Yeah, and it's only going to get bigger. It's only going to get crazier. And I mean, that's fine, because I kickstarted the Oculus. I think, I don't know, man, it was probably like 10 years ago. It might have been like 8 to 10 years ago. And I remember like the first time I put on the Oculus Rift, and just, it's like a whole another world, man. But yeah, I mean, like, there's this this company that does this Ready Player One setup already. It's like $1,500, and you could run. It's like a treadmill, and you just stay in place, and you could turn around like this. And I invested into it, and then I ended up pulling out of it because I didn't like the design, and they just released a new design last year. But I'm just like, do I really want to spend $1,500 for a, I mean, this thing is like 300 pounds too. It's nothing cheap to play with, but I'm fine just running on carpet and stuff, which I can't run right now, but whenever I can run, I'm going to run.
Yeah. Gaming is different, that I'm cool with, but like just living life, just the way I envision it, like where I see this going, like the whole robot thing and AI, and then Elon Musk Neuralink, where he's gonna put something in people's brains to where we don't have to talk, and I know what you're thinking. That scares me, dude. Scares me. It's terrifying.
It's definitely crazy because even like in movies now, you have Top Gun 2 with Tom Cruise coming out next year, and it's literally about AIs are better than you, Maverick. You know, and you know you're slow, they're faster, they're stronger, they're smarter, and it's like Tom Cruise, you know, as Maverick versus AIs and everything. You know, artificial intelligence with machines and with jets that fly itself now. You know, it's crazy, dude, man.
I'm telling you, like, hasn't the world seen enough movies to know that making robots and AIs that can dance and sing and do backflips and can't be shot down and you can't break it down and it's smarter than we are, and don't people I know how this movie ends and it ain't good. It ain't good at all. Will Smith, where are you? Come save us type deal, you know?
I'm sure they're in planning of making that one next for him.
Yeah, that's crazy. So we've had a lot of tour cancellations and not cancellations, but postponements and kind of pushbacks of albums and stuff since the last time me and you simply just had an episode. But I want to start with the Jesse McCartney postponement. You were supposed to go to that, right?
Yeah. You know, Jesse had just announced Jesse's new album just came out 2 weeks ago. Fantastic. If you guys haven't listened to it, I definitely recommend it. I was supposed to go to the Houston show with Carlos actually. And I got a notice the other day saying, you know, they thought things would be better. And as of right now with pavilions and, House of Blues and different arenas and venues, the restrictions are too tight for him to have a full-on show because he is very, very much into interacting with the crowd. And right now, with COVID procedures and everything, these venues, you can't do that, so that he's under a lot of restrictions, a lot of weight, I guess you could say, in a way. And so they announced they're going to have to delay it till next year, which is really, really sad because I was looking forward to it. But I know he's going to definitely give us a great concert next year. I had gotten me and Vicky actually had gotten the opportunity to see him at the House of Blues in New Orleans 3 years ago or so. And it was a lovely, lovely concert, man. It was fun. It was fantastic. And it was just all around, just, excellent, man. So I'm looking forward to going back for sure though, man. But it does, it makes me kind of, we lost Matt. But yeah, it does make me kind of sad that he's not, not doing it this year. But we do wish everything well, and definitely wish that he gets back soon. So how's everybody doing tonight? Katrina, welcome. I'm not sure if you're new to the show, but welcome to the show. I'm just seeing your comments on here. Let me scroll through. Jessica, great to have you tonight. Heather, Krista, Bobby, Miss Sherry, you guys are awesome. I'm pretty sure Matt's internet did go out, but he should join us back shortly. So for now, we're going to talk to you guys. I want to say thank you guys so much for sticking with us and being with us tonight. I know most people, nowadays with everyone's going back to their jobs and all, and of course life is resuming for many people. We just thank you guys for being here. A lot of them will watch the replay, and that's fine, but we appreciate those who are live. Hello.
Technical difficulties, man. That's what happens.
I was about to sing to them.
With live entertainment, huh?
Yeah, man. I was about to sing Because You Live.
No, well, here I am.
Because you died.
Yep. Matt went out. That's happened on 2 episodes so far at 61. Not good. Not good.
Not too bad, man. Not too bad. I was telling them we thank them for all being here. Most people watch the replay now, but it's just I don't know. We just prefer people to join us live, and so we're able to see you guys and talk to you guys, and it's just really cool having everyone here with us tonight.
Yeah, man. Heather and Mercedes and Sherry, they've been killing the chat, man. Killing it. I love it.
I love seeing scrolling like this.
Yeah.
Mercedes is watching on YouTube. That's pretty cool, man. How's it going, Mercedes? I didn't see you here earlier, but thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, she was dropping hot bombs on some of the Facebook stuff. I thought. Anyways, we love you, Mercedes. We love you, Heather. We love you, Sherry. We love everybody that's tuning in and on the replay. The replay, this will be good for you guys to watch tonight. We'll get the audio up. All good till about minute 40, huh? Or about 40 in.
Not too bad. Not too bad.
So yeah, man, what do you got planned for the rest of the week?
Actually, Vicky and I are going to be watching a couple of shows. We're actually planning on watching the new season of You. Because what a show. It's like if Dexter had a baby, which he does, name not Nelson. I forgot his name, little boy. But it's like if Dexter and I don't know what else to compare it to, but Dexter had a baby, then this would be it, because it's so much like Dexter, but also it's very different at the same time.
Yeah, I've heard the comparisons. I've never seen Dexter, dude.
Dexter is brilliant. It is coming back in about 2 weeks, which is incredible. I am so excited. It's been like 6-7 years since he's gone from my life. I've watched it twice since, from start to beginning again. But yeah, so like, Joe is crazy. Dexter is just, I guess you could say he's crazy. We can't excuse behavior like this.
I was gonna say I know what Dexter's about, right? I mean, yeah, but the thing about Joe is, right, and I'm assuming it's the same about Dexter as well. I find myself rooting for the guy. And does that make me crazy too? Maybe.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, because
I thought so.
Like I'm just like kind of disturbed. Like, we're not going to talk about spoilers, but like, season 2, I was just like, oh my goodness, like what am I watching?
Yeah. Wait till you get through season 3, man. Wait till you get through season 3. It's crazy. It's nuts, and I love it. It's weird that I love it, but I love it.
We're definitely gonna start that after the episode, and we're watching. We're watching that one, and we're also in the middle of watching Sopranos because Vicky has never seen Sopranos, so she is being. We're almost done with that one, but she's introduced to the Sopranos, and she understands greatness now after watching it.
I've heard good things.
Miss Katrina wants to know what's our favorite Halloween movie.
Oh, this is good. This is good because you can go 2 different ways, right? Like you can go the scary don't watch with the kids, or you can go like back in the day, like the Hocus Pocus type of deal. So you could go multiple ways on this. Do you know yours?
Yeah, mine's really simple. Halloween, the OG 1978 version. It's just perfection in every way. It was written so simple. It was written, there wasn't a lot of explanation, about anyone being anyone's brother or, things like that. It was literally this man keeps appearing. He's wearing a mask, and it seems like he's following this, this one chick. And it was just beautifully written. And my non-scary one would probably be probably Hocus Pocus, because I do watch that every year. Vicky and I actually spent a little time last week watching different Disney. We watched all the Halloween Towns and Hocus Pocus, and but Halloween Town is definitely one of my top faves, because it just brings everyone back to such a time where we were still getting Christmas gifts.
Yeah. I think like when I think of like what scares me the most, like as a kid, I mean, Freddy was a masterpiece, right? Because
Yeah.
he got you when you were sleeping.
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta
That's true.
sleep. You gotta sleep. And that's scary.
Nightmare on Elm Street 3, when they were in the asylum, is one of the best scary movies ever, because it was so well done. It was so well done, man.
Yeah, man. Thinking about Wes Craven and back in the day, like that's a masterpiece. And to have that sick thought that he created that he created that guy, that's crazy.
Which, I mean, another one of my favorites is the Scream series, because my goodness, like, hello, Sydney. Like, you really, I've watched those a million times, more than I did of Nightmare, more than I did Friday the 13th. Scream would have to be, Scream and Halloween are definitely my two favorites.
Scream scared me back in the day too. Children of the Corn terrified me. Malachi. And since I'm from Nebraska and there's corn everywhere, so I think it was filmed here. I think
it probably was, man. What a very disturbing movie, though. Series. I mean, that was too much. I've only seen the first one. I've seen them all, but I've seen the first one once because it was way too much for me. That these kids were really doing this, and they're acting so well. It convinced me to be really scared.
Fun fact: my sister is 7 years older than me. My mom worked a lot, so she watched me growing up. So I grew up around her friends, and they would be watching these movies, and I pre-kindergarten sitting down watching it. Right, I'm like, hey, and she'll tell this story to this day. Full fact. I was like, please come to the restroom with me, please. And she's like, why? And I'm like, I'm just so scared. So we go to the restroom. I end up, whatever. And she's like, why are you afraid to go by yourself? And I'm like, because I'm afraid the corn's going to jump out of the can. That's a quote. That's a quote from my childhood that she says to this day. Shout out to my sister. Love you.
So my dad, he had shown me this movie, Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. And I remember, watching it, and I was so scared of tomatoes because, tomatoes are killing everybody in the movie. It's so stupid. And I remember us going in the kitchen to get Domino's, and he had put it on the dryer, and he rolled tomatoes at our feet, me and my sister, and we were so scared, man. I was like, oh my God. I was like, no. But he literally rolled them as hard as he could, and there was like 2 or 3 of them, and it was really scary because, I saw teeth, but, it wasn't there.
Dude, how about The Exorcist and the spider walk scene where she's walking backwards down the stairs?
Yeah.
That's
Linda Blair, man.
Forget about it, dude.
Yeah.
Out of here.
She was so young when she did that too, man.
Oh, God.
She can live off that movie because of that, man.
There's a funny prank show that got sued back in the day. So because people thought that what was happening was real, and so they got sued. But they ended up putting like three seasons on Netflix called Scare Tactics.
Oh yeah.
There's one episode that I die laughing every single time, and it's this lady hires a nanny to come over and blah blah blah. This lady's about to give birth. She goes upstairs. She just freaks.
I remember this.
Runs down the stairs and runs outside, dude. I laugh so hard every time. She's like, I gotta go.
I remember this, man. That's crazy. That's been forever.
Funny show. Good stuff.
Miss Katrina wants to know, what's your favorite Halloween candy?
Well, before the lifestyle and diet change, I was a Tootsie Roll and Reese's guy. Loved, dude. My kids' candy didn't stand a chance, bro. I'm telling you, that baby was gone when they went to bed. I loved Halloween.
I really like the Reese's peanut butter cups, but the ones without the razors in them,
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
I mean, that, and I would say Twix, and Butterfingers, so those 3.
I discovered shortly before I went on the diet, I discovered the frozen Snickers. I don't like Snickers, but I like the ice cream Snickers a lot.
You ever had a fried Snicker?
No, sir, but it sounds amazing.
Fried Snicker and fried Oreos is what we do in Louisiana. You know, or if you go to a fair, that's what you usually get over there. It is there's no words, you know. I mean, I haven't had one in years, but I can still taste it in my mouth.
Bro, you've had a funnel cake, right?
Yeah. Not recently. Been a while, but yeah, funnel cakes are well known over here.
Loved me some funnel cakes.
You would not survive here on keto.
I doubt it.
I do a pretty swell job, and it you know, it's been like 7 weeks or so since I had anything bad, and people are so shocked at my control, because it's like we live in a place, you know, it's beignets, it's po' boys, it's, you know, fried food.
Yeah, man. No, I get it. I think if I lived anywhere but Nebraska, I'd be done for. I mean, even at New York, it was a struggle. I really wanted one of them dirty water hot dogs with them buns so bad.
Yeah. See in New York, man, I don't, you know, I'm going to obviously go dirty keto, because at that time I should be where I want my weight and everything anyway. But because I'm going to do a lot of the Barstool pizza places. I want to go do like the top 30. Go do 30 of them in a week, which I could do that in probably a day or two. But
dude, that'd be fun.
Yeah, because I want to try the ones that are, you know, Dave did like 9s and 8.6, and you know, I watch Dave Portnoy, you know, his pizza reviews every single day at 5 p.m. sharp.
Love them, bro. I love them. They're so dude. He's a genius. He's a genius.
He is. He's a smart man. You know, he really is, because I think he and I have this amazing connection, because every time he does a review, I'm like, it's a 5.6, and he's like, 5.6, you know, every single time. Like I used to be where Vicky was watching, and she'd be like, what's the score? I'm like, I'm gonna say 7.4, and he'd say 7.4. I'm like, yeah, like, so we have some kind of telepathy going, you know.
I could see it, man. You're a foodie. You're a food review guy.
I'm a hardcore food guy, man. That's why people don't like me a lot of times.
I like you. We had good steak together, bro.
Yeah, we had the best steak, man. The biggest. What was it?
Porterhouse.
Yeah, Porterhouse, man. Those things are humongous, and it was, you know, for how big it was too, man. It was the first steak I really couldn't eat all of it, which I think I did, maybe, I don't know, but it was just very, very humongous.
It was good. It was probably the best steak I've ever had, and I've lived here my whole life. That thing was so good.
It's delicious, man. I mean,
so tender.
Mercedes wants to know, have we tried elephant ear before?
Not a clue what that is.
I actually don't know what that is. If I had to guess, something with a banana and fried or something. That's interesting.
I don't even have a guess.
Elephant ears are amazing. Heather said that too, so
it's got to be good.
Yeah, I'll try it one day.
Me too. All right. So yeah, before this thing kicks me off again, it's a deep fried tortilla shell covered in cinnamon and sugar.
Oh, so we don't call that elephant ears. We call that, I think, sopas, or
sopa.
Maybe not sopas, but like it's you know, at all the Tex-Mex places they have that, and it's sopillas or something like that.
Sounds like a churro almost.
Yeah, it basically is. It seems like it is, because it's cinnamon and sugar, and it's a fried tortilla. It's like thick, you know, which is really cool. You know,
sounds good. Good.
I haven't had that in, you know, I don't know, probably 15 years. I hate Tex-Mex places. When people suggest Tex-Mex, I say no. Let's go to authentic place.
Yeah, man. From where I'm from, man, back home, it's very authentic Mexican food, and you know, I don't get down on the Taco John's or Amigos or any of that. Or I used to love Cheesies, but then I figured out you can make those at home for like next to nothing.
So much cheaper.
Yeah. All right, brother. Well, This has been episode 61, guys. As Caleb was telling you, thanks for holding it down for the 3 minutes that I was out. Appreciate you guys. The podcast for the fans, by the fans. I'm excited for you for this weekend, man. You're going to have a blast.
Yeah, it's going to be great, man. We're going to have a blast and take a lot of photos and post them. And, maybe we'll get a song or two in there, and definitely looking forward to it because they do all their hits. That's the best thing ever. When someone does every single hit, including their Disney ones, I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
It
sounds like, dude, shoot me a lot of pictures and a lot of videos, man. Keep me posted on how it is. I'm excited for you. I'm excited for what we have coming in the next week and a half for the show. That's going to be fun.
We should probably, not announce, but we should probably just tell people we have a couple shows back to back that are going to be pretty fun and awesome with some guests. It's going to be, it's really exciting for us, first of all, because it's people we love and loved our entire lives. And also these people, the most important thing about it, these people have a story, and, we bring them on here to tell their story, good and bad, and it's going to be an exciting next couple episodes.
Yeah, man. Can't wait for it. We got one coming that we're going to pre-record on Monday, and then we got one coming that we're going to do a Halloween at noon before all the festivities begin.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
Noon show.
Nooner. Halloween 3.0. Here we go.
Yeah.
We love you guys. Thanks for tuning in. If you're watching the playback or you're listening on your ride to work or ride home from work or to school or to drop the kids off, know that we love you and we appreciate having you guys as in our back supporting us, man.
This is a podcast for the fans,
by the fans. See ya.
Yo, it's the freaking Frack Show, a podcast for the fans, by the fans.
This is the freaking Frack Show, a podcast for the fans, by the fans.
Freaking Frack Show, a podcast for the fans, by the fans.
All right, guys, you're watching the freaking Frack Show podcast for the
fans.